So Nike finally released their trailer for Caitlin Clark's sneaker. They finally did. Finally. After months of watching Nike fumble their golden goose, they've gone and done something that makes sense. Caitlin Clark just got the commercial she deserved. And oh boy, are the haters losing their absolute minds over it. The tears are flowing, the keyboards are smoking, and the saltiness is reaching levels that would make the Dead Sea jealous. Haven't heard already?
Sure you have. Nike has released a new Caitlin Clark commercial, and they made it their business to show love and show out for none other than CC. Now, we know fans has definitely been in odds with the company ever since signing Caitlin Clark.
I'm pretty sure you have. Nike has released a new Caitlin Clark commercial, and they made it their business to show love and show out for none other than CC. Now, we know fans have definitely been at odds with the company ever since signing Caitlin Clark. A lot of people feel as if they put Caitlin Clark on the back burner. I don't know, man. I'm a Nike fan. I know a lot of people going to disagree with me on this, but I think Nike was strategic with their rollout. People could be mad about it, or feel whatever way they feel about it, but one thing I can tell you is that I feel as if they were strategic. Nike dropped that Kobe commercial for Caitlin's new PE sneakers, and it's like watching the company finally remember why they signed the most magnetic player in basketball.
Put Caitlin Clark on the back burner. I don't know, man. I'm a Nike fan. I know a lot of people going to disagree with me on this, but I think Nike was strategic with their growth. People could be mad about it or feel whatever way they feel about it. But
the woman who single-handedly dragged women's basketball into prime time, who fills arenas like she's distributing free money, finally got an ad that matches her energy. And the critics, they're fuming. Caitlin Clark and Nike are officially dropping Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever player exclusive Kobe 5s in just a couple weeks. So, this shoe was first seen being worn by Caitlin and was thought to be a colorway made just for her up until just a couple days ago, where Nike's official images of the shoes got leaked and the announcement was made saying that everyone will now have a chance to wear them. Let's talk about what Nike just unleashed. This isn't just a commercial, it's a statement. When Caitlin sits down in that chair, laces up those Kobe 5s, and her eyes morph into those snake-like slits, channeling Kobe's Mamba mentality, Nike is telling the world exactly who runs this league. The visual effects, the cinematography, the whole vibe, it's premium. It's the kind of treatment reserved for superstars, not the scraps they've been throwing at women's basketball for decades. We got something for Caitlin. We got Mamba Caitlin.
We are officially dropping Caitlin Clark's Indiana Fever player-exclusive Kobe 5s in just a couple weeks. So this shoe was first seen being worn by Caitlin and was thought to be a colorway made just for her up until just a couple days ago, where Nike's official images...
We got Mamba Caitlin. Where is the Mamba Caitlin? There we go. We got the Mamba logo. We have Caitlin on Demon Time right now. But, yeah, it's good to note that they finally announced it as a Caitlin logo, but here come the usual suspects crawling out of their caves to complain. Why is she getting all this attention? What about the other players? This is too much for a second-year player. The same tired chorus that's been whining since Caitlin stepped foot on a professional court. They don't want to admit what's staring them in the face. Caitlin Clark is the face of women's basketball, and Nike finally had the courage to market her like it. Now, people felt the type of way, about Caitlin Clark getting these PE shoes. A lot of people felt as if she should have her own signature shoe, which she should. She very should. But guys, I don't think there's any player that got a Kobe PE, bro. Like, do y'all know who Kobe was in the basketball world, bro? I'm just saying.
For Caitlin, we got Mamba Caitlin. We got Mamba Caitlin. Where is the Mamba Caitlin? There we go. We get the Mamba logo.
Like, Kobe didn't allow even his family, I'm pretty sure is not just gonna give his signature shoe to just anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, other NBA players ain't even got that honor. You know what the best part is? Those shoes sold out in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. People were camping on the Nike SNKRS app like it was a Travis Scott drop. The $190 retail price gone faster than you could refresh the page. Within 2 hours, they were already flipping on eBay for $375. And by the end of the day, StockX had them listed at an average of $365, with some pairs hitting $800. That's the Caitlin Clark effect in action, not some manufactured hype. These things is some fire. I'm telling you, where there's smoke, there is fire. And these things is hitting so hard. And who got a bot? Who a shoe plug? Because I need 2 pairs. I need one for the sneaker wall and I need one for my feet because these things is hitting right here. And no, I don't want to pay $600 on resale. If you're enjoying, please subscribe.
We have Caitlyn on demon time right now. But yeah, it's good to note that they finally announced it as a Caitlyn logo.
Meanwhile, the critics are seething because Nike finally acknowledged what the numbers have been screaming for over a year. This is the player who drove WNBA viewership to its highest levels in 24 years. The league averaged 657,000 viewers per game, and 19 of the 22 games that topped 1 million viewers featured Caitlyn's Indiana Fever. She didn't just move the needle, she snapped it off and launched it into orbit. But let's address the elephant in the room that's got everyone so twisted up. For months, Nike faced criticism for slow playing Caitlyn while they pushed A'ja Wilson.
Felt the type of way, about Caitlin Clark getting these PE shoes. A lot of people felt as if she should have her own signature shoe, which she should. She very should. But guys, I don't think there's any player that got a Kobe P.
The A'ja versus Caitlyn discourse got toxic fast, with people trying to make it about everything except what it actually was. Business. Nike was getting roasted by former employees with Jordan Rodgers, a 15-year Nike veteran, calling them out for having the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan and somehow convincing themselves they needed to slow progress. The hate reached peak levels when A'ja Wilson revealed she'd known about her Nike deal for 2 years, but acted like she was being passed over when Caitlyn's contract was announced. The tweets, the subtweeting, the passive-aggressive comments, all while sitting on a signature shoe deal she'd been hiding. Talk about manufactured drama. But that's what happens when you have a player who transcends the sport, and certain corners of the internet can't handle it.
Bro, do y'all know who Kobe was in the basketball world, bro? I'm just saying, Kobe didn't allow, even his family, I'm pretty sure, is not just going to give his signature shoe to just anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Your stock price since 2021, it is down nearly 60%. Your executives and the people who are making these decisions, their stock options are worthless. Meanwhile, you have the single biggest needle mover in all of American sports since Michael Jordan. And you have somehow convinced yourself that you need to slow play this. Let me show you Google Trends search traffic for 4 female basketball players. There is one who only rivals Caitlin Clark, and that is Angel Reese, and you do not have her. She is over at Reebok. I am so confused as to how you would be so invested in the WNBA for several years, and you have been doing great work to try to elevate and uplift that league, and many of the athletes there. But this seems like you have convinced yourself that this needs to be an either-or conversation, and we never have an either-or conversation in the men's sports. You have 10 signature athletes. Half of them don't deserve a signature shoe. Now Nike has course corrected, and they're going all in on their biggest asset.
These things is some fire. I'm telling you, where there's smoke, there is fire, and these things is hitting so hard. And who got a bot? Who a shoe plug? Because I need 2 pairs. I need one for the sneaker wall.
That Kobe commercial isn't just marketing. It's Nike finally understanding what they have. Caitlyn isn't just another WNBA player they can treat like an afterthought. She's a cultural phenomenon who brings everyone to the table. Families, kids, men who never watched women's basketball, casual fans who became diehards. She's expanding the entire universe of the sport. The commercial connects her to Kobe's legacy in a way that feels authentic, not forced. She's been wearing Kobe's since college, calling them her magic shoes and her babies. When she channeled that Mamba mentality in the ad, it wasn't cosplay. It was recognition of a kindred spirit. The late great Kobe would have loved this connection. A player who approaches the game with the same obsessive dedication, the same killer instinct, the same ability to make everyone around them better. The long-awaited, highly anticipated Caitlin Clark player exclusive. Not her signature shoe. Remember, they're not too creative to think of that, but that should be coming out in a few months as well, but the player exclusive. They're starting to give it the push.
Finally here, Caitlin Clark sneakers from Nike is finally dropping. She was signed to them last year, and the sneakers is a year late in my opinion, but nonetheless I'm excited because these sneakers is finally coming out. But what does annoy me a little...
We got a clothing line coming before the holidays. Let's see how many resources Nike puts behind Caitlin Clark now that we're going to start getting some of her merchandise coming out and fans are indeed watching. But here's what really has the haters pressed. Nike is finally treating Caitlin like the aside she's always been. Not the co-headliner, not the also featuring act, the main event. Her signature shoe is reportedly dropping later this year, and you can bet it's going to break every record in women's sports marketing. Nike's treatment of Clark as the primary attraction fundamentally challenges decades of sports marketing conventions. Historically, women's sports have been positioned as secondary content with only 0.4% of total sports sponsorships going to women's athletics. By placing Clark at the center of major campaigns, including their first Super Bowl advertisement in nearly 3 decades, Nike is demonstrating that female athletes can command the same premium marketing treatment traditionally reserved for male superstars. The $28 million 8-year deal she signed, that's looking like the bargain of the century.
Kobe, respect to Kobe, legend, rest in peace, great basketball player. But in my opinion, Caitlin Clark is a big enough star and she's creating her own legacy. So I feel...
Now this deal is the most lucrative endorsement deal for a women's basketball player in history. This financial commitment signals to the broader market that women's basketball has reached a level of commercial viability that justifies substantial corporate investment, encouraging other brands to reconsider their own allocation of marketing resources toward female athletes. You finally put her in a Super Bowl campaign with 9 other women. And all respect to them, but none of them are moving the needle quite like she is. Your tagline in that was, "You can't win, so win." One of the best explanations I can come up with is that you are wringing your hands and afraid to enter into this politically divisive conversation that has been co-opted by the media and pundits who are race baiting and doing all kinds of ridiculous things.
Like, at least for her first sneaker, it shouldn't be a collaboration with any other player, dead or alive, in my opinion. I feel like Caitlin should have, for her first shoe, had her own